I'm not even gonna lie to you, when I first saw this video, it made me very uncomfortable. Like, seriously. So I stumbled across this video on Instagram, and it caught my attention because it's like, oh, when at first glance it just looks like a very odd couple, like maybe a young woman who's in her early 20s with a way older man. But then when you actually look at it, it's a video of a father and daughter. To me, it looks inappropriate, like it's doing too much. But to a lot of people in the comments, they actually disagree with me. Like, they actually think it's totally fine. So let's see what you think, and let's just watch this video, because yeah. So this is the video. Like, is it just me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
11.
No, I already got hit as hard. Ow! No, not in the back. 14. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Caius.
Hey, look, Fred. I'm not waiting to come home. I'm so excited to see you.
Alright, that's enough of watching that, because I'm getting uncomfortable just rewatching it. But yeah, to me, something's like a little off about it. Like, I don't know, what do y'all think? Put your thoughts in the comments so I can see what you think, but you know, keep it respectful. So my thing is, from watching this video, it looks very like intimate. Like, to me, it's giving couple. Like, I feel like it's a little too intimate for a child to be doing with her father. Like, to me, it looks very weird. Like, I could have seen that video, oh, if she was kissing like that on a boyfriend, it would make a lot more sense to me in my head. For me, it's the fact that she's literally a teenager sitting on her dad's lap. Like, I don't know where, like, what rules y'all had growing up, but when I was 15, I was not doing all that. Deacon sitting on my dad's lap. No, that's weird. That's very inappropriate in my head. Because my thing is, my mom always put, like, strict boundaries on, you know, certain things in the household and even just in public, so that in a way to protect us. Like, for example, we weren't allowed to sleep over at other people's houses unless it was like a cousin. We weren't allowed to be outside, like past the block. Like, if we were past the block, we would be in trouble, type thing. And we obviously weren't like gonna be sitting on no man's lap, because you never know. And I'm not saying her dad's like a PDF file, but what I am saying is a little inappropriate, especially being that she's a teenager. If I saw this video and it was like maybe a 5-year-old, like a baby, like a child, like an actual like child, not a teenager, that's where I might feel like, hey, okay, like it can pass. Like, she's just a child. A 5-year-old doing that, I could see in my head being more understandable and a little more appropriate, because it's a 5-year-old. Like, she doesn't really know. But her being like in her teens, I feel like that's very weird, sitting on your dad's lap. I was 15 once, and that's around the age where your body starts to develop and you're just growing into the person you're becoming, you know what I mean? And I wasn't doing that at 15. Like, no, I wasn't even allowed to do that at 15. Like, regardless if it's her dad or not, like, I still think it's very weird that she's sitting on his lap. Like, that's one thing. If she's a child, okay, because that's her dad. But as a growing teenager, that to me is a little off. Like, y'all don't think that's weird? I don't know. Is it just me and the kind of household I grew up in? Like, I wasn't sitting on no man's lap as a teenager. No, my mom would never allow something like that. The other thing that got me is the way she's kissing him in this video. Like, a literal teenager kissing on her dad's neck. Like, I just said that and it sounds crazy to me. Like, how? Like, that should not be okay. Like, you should not be kissing on your dad like that. You know what? That's not even like the full problem. Like, she can kiss on her dad, but it's the combination of kissing him so intimately like that while being on his lap and like caressing his face. Like, to me, it screams very intimate and kind of romantic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't just scream like daughter-father relationship. I understand, like, give a little kiss to your dad, but like sitting on his lap and doing the most, like, no, that to me is weird. That's inappropriate, and I don't know why her parents didn't say nothing. I guess that's just normal in her household, but to me, I feel like the parents should be having those strict boundaries with her, because at that grown age, 15, you're still a child, but being a teenager, like there's grown men who's gonna look at you, and that's the fact of the situation. That's the reality of the world. Like there are PDF files, you know, out there and about, probably looking at your teenager. Like in that way, even though obviously that's wrong, but you can't control what other people do, right? So why aren't you setting these boundaries in place to protect her? Because she could be doing this with her dad and thinking it's normal, completely fine. And then the next grown man in her life, let's say an uncle or even just a family friend or someone she doesn't even know that well, how would you feel she's sitting on his lap? Like, to her, there's probably like no difference, because if you don't establish boundaries early on and like show her that it's not right and it's not appropriate, what do you think she's gonna be doing in her other relationships with people, especially involved with grown men? Like, that's just what I think about, you know? But even still, that confuses the boundaries for someone who's that young. So, and honestly, I was looking through the comments, and to my surprise, most of the people on there did not even agree with me. I'm like, what? Like someone commented like, oh, y'all don't be having dads and that's the problem. Like, girl, no honey, I have a dad. Okay, I grew up with my dad. Okay, and I still feel like this is a very inappropriate like way to show your affection to your dad, you know? So then another person said, oh, it's only uncomfortable because society has everything. There's nothing wrong with a child showing love to their parent. And to a certain extent, I agree. There's nothing wrong showing love, but when it looks as intimate like as this and could even be passed off as romantic, that's very weird. Okay? And okay, America's like very civilized, but like that has always been like an ongoing thing. This is nothing new. Like this has been going on for centuries, where children have been and things like that. Like that's just the reality of the situation. It's not right, but that's been going on for centuries, hon. So for you to say, oh, it's because society did it, no, it's been like that. And the reality is there are people out there with bad intentions and who are like not good people, who want to do things with children, disgusting. And you have to protect your child from those kind of people by establishing healthy boundaries early on, especially as a teenager. Like, come on, I thought that was obvious, but I guess to a lot of people on here, they think, oh, because in my opinion, I don't got a dad apparently, but hey, whatever. This other person commented, oh, it's not about sexual intent, it's about age appropriate boundaries. That's the one right there. Age appropriate boundaries. Like I said, I could see a 6-year-old like cuddling with her dad like this, but for you to be a teenager and still not have those boundaries established, that's very concerning to me. So they go on to say, oh, affection is good, but the type of affection must evolve as a child matures. Literally, a hug, a kiss on the cheek, a head on the shoulder, totally fine. But a teenage girl sitting on her father's lap and kissing his neck for a long time, literally, that's how I'm feeling. Like, what? To me, that sounds crazy. Like, no, that should not be happening. And the father, as a grown adult, he should be also establishing those boundaries too, because it's like, again, if she's comfortable doing it like as a teenager, sitting on her father's lap, what kind of message does that send when she's around other grown men and just other people in general? She's a teenager, her body's growing, she's becoming a woman, and that to me just looks weird. So the comment goes on to say, oh, that crosses into developmentally inappropriate territory, even if the intentions are pure. This is the same logic behind a mother not breastfeeding a child who is too old, a father not bathing with his teenage daughter, a parent not walking around naked once kids reach a certain age. And this comment says exactly what I was thinking. Like, no, like, do you think a father should be still bathing his teenage daughter? Like, no, that's inappropriate. That is not right. And if he is doing that, something weird is going on in the household. Something's happening. That should be an automatic boundary to protect your child. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that, I don't know, if I'm just going based off of this video, I don't know how this family lives their life, but based on this video, it seems to be very normalized. You got the other kids playing in the background. Like, this is a very normal thing, and I feel like this is very inappropriate. And it honestly makes me uncomfortable to keep watching it over and over. So yeah, but yeah, if you disagree or agree, let me know in the comments, because it's like I can't be the only one, because most of these comments, like I was scrolling through them, they were all saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with this kind of affection, like why can't a girl show affection to their father? And it has me like, what? Like, no. It should not be like that. A little kiss on the forehead or cheek, fine, but to be kissing and caressing his face in such an intimate way, no, honey, that's very weird, and that should not be happening. But yeah, that's all I had to say for this video. If you guys want to watch more videos or have like any suggestions for me to react to, leave it in the comments and things like that, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.